Welcome back. Let's focus on the most interesting corporate story that's been playing out and brewing over the last couple of days. Precall's rival, Minda Corp, last week bought 15.6% stake in the company via a block deal at 209 rupees per share. This amounts to 2,400 crore rupees. The big sellers in the block deal included names like Aidos India Fund, Minerva Emerging Fund, and Stream Value Fund. Those details are up for you on your screen. But there were many funds who didn't participate, like Quant Mutual Fund, Aditya Birla, Nomura Singapore. The big question is, what happens from here on? Minda has a little more than 15% stake in Precall. Precall promoters want to hold on to their company. There is a conference call which is scheduled today. It's going to be held by Minda Industries at 5 p.m. Nimesh is here to perhaps join the dots for us and tell us what we should watch out for in the conference call and which way this entire corporate battle maybe could head. Nimesh, tell us, what are you picking up?
So, Rima, as you rightly pointed out, the key to here will be what Minda says to the investors at 5 p.m. today. Remember, they've spent 400 crores buying 15.6% stake, so they also have to go and clarify what is their stance, right? So, on Friday, they bought 15.6% from the open market, largely from the larger institutional investors through a reverse book building, and they've spent close to 400 crores. Now, the block deal data was very interesting. You know, there are some large funds who participated in favor of Minda. You highlighted those names as well: Aidos India Fund, Minerva Emerging Market Fund. There was Stream Value Fund as well. So put together, the institutional investors gave 11.5% in favor of Minda on Friday in a block deal. Out of the total 15.7, the larger funds gave in close to 11.5%. The funds who didn't participate, the two mutual funds, there are only two mutual funds who own into Precall, which is Quant Mutual Fund and Aditya Birla Mutual Fund. The mutual fund holding put together is 4%. The most interesting part would be there is a private equity investor by the name of PHI Capital. They own 5.7% in Precall. At the same time, they own 5% in Minda Corp as well. So this is one private equity investor who owns into both the companies.
And he didn't sell.
They didn't sell. No, they didn't sell. So, you know, they are left. Mutual funds are left. So need to see how things pan out going forward. But today's call at 5 will be very interesting. But it looks to me this battle might go on for a longish bit and may not end so soon.
Just one more question. You remember the conversation we had with the management of Precall, and they said that we've got the institutional support of about 16%. But a lot of institutions did sell in the block deal.
That's right. So that 16% claim that they said, now that has fallen to 11.5%. If you add the PHI Capital's holding as well. So they are left with 11.5%. The promoter holding of Precall is 36%. So if you add 11.5 plus 36, that comes to around 47-48%. So they're still not crossed 51%. So that's one risk to the Precall promoters, so to speak. Need to see what the Precall management does now. Remember, on the call, in an interview to us, they very clearly said they don't see any synergies with Minda. They don't want to give up the stake. They're fully committed. So if Precall management doesn't want to sell stake, then what is the next option for Minda? The next option could be if they can swing PHI Capital and the domestic mutual funds. They combine own close to 11.5% stake, right? 5.7 plus 4. Okay. So, so here is the simple math. They took 15.7 from the open market. If you add PHI Capital's 5.7% plus the domestic mutual funds of 4%, they managed to cross the 25% threshold mark, which can trigger an open offer as well. So whether they will do this, whether they will go out and buy the other two stakeholders, make a hostile bid, only time will tell, right? We don't know what Minda's plans are, but today I think there will be some more clarity. The fact that they're holding a conference call at 5.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all important to listen into this conference call, right? Like Nimesh was pointing out, the investors want to know why 400 crores has been spent, what is their plan from here. But, you know, like Minda said in the release, they don't have any kinds of plans other than financial investment. But of course, Precall did sense a threat. That is why the promoters have made these kinds of statements. So perhaps all important to watch.
But do you have any feedback?
Also, see, again, you know, what we've spoken right now is all from a Minda point of view. We also need to figure out what Precall can do, right? They own 36%. Can they find a knife? Can they find a strategic buyer who can buy them out, make an open offer and take a control? I mean, these are all possibilities which can be worked out, right? I mean, and I'm sure if Precall has come on record saying that they don't see any synergies with Minda management, they want to hold on to the stake, there is a possibility that they also may work out something. They might have some plans up their sleeve. So we need to see what Precall management does as well. Also, remember, I was just having a conversation with some investors and some who track the companies very well. Precall also is sitting on cash of close to 100 odd crores, right? So there is an option that even they may look to do a creeping, they may look to do a buyback. My sense is there will be some action from Precall management as well. So that needs to be tracked very closely. At the same time, today's 5 p.m. call will be very important from a Minda point of view. And as I said, it's first for Minda, it's very simple. If they want to take a control of this company, do a hostile without getting Precall management on board, then the only option is they have to swing PHI capital plus the 4% of mutual funds in their favor, cross 25 and make a voluntary.
Just one quick
I know for a fact one thing remains. You are going to have a very, very busy evening. That much I can say with complete surety.
One more question. Do you have any feedback from investors? What do they want Minda to do? Would they want this to remain just a pure financial investment, stop at 15.5%, or do they want them to go ahead and acquire the company?
See, the feedback from the market is it may not stop at 15%. I mean, there is no logical sense for them to just go out and spend 400 crores, buy a 15% stake in a rival company and just sit on it. I'm sure they would have looked at more synergies. And as Sony also explained in a link as well, there are a lot of synergies for this merger for the two companies to come together and work, right? Precall has got a very strong access into some verticals, and within that they have a very strong presence in the EV space as well. So I guess that is what Minda is eyeing for. They just want to grow up, use Precall's base to get into the EV space. That's probably the biggest synergy what Minda is looking out for.
And guys, I would just say one thing. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. There's a lot that happens beyond the public posturing that companies make.
Absolutely.
Who is talking to whom and what the eventual outcome is. There could always be the third possibility of the two coming together. Never say never in the world of corporate warfare.
So as I said, there are all three possibilities. A hostile bid, Minda swinging, couple of investors in their favor, Precall coming out and putting out something really big, getting in a strategic investor, making a counter offer, or end of it, both Minda and Precall promoters agree to join hands and take this deal forward. So all three possibilities is possible in the next few days.
Thank you very much for explaining that so beautifully. Minda Corp, remember, is holding a conference call today at 5 p.m. So we're going to be watching that very closely. Get into a break. We'll come back with more on the markets.